Hello everyone and welcome to our channel Claim What's Yours. I'm your host Vaughan Reinecker. Today I'd like to talk to you about another claim matter that we had that is worth to our client 10,000 Rand. So this is a 10,000 Rand podcast that we're doing, and for our client it's worth 10,000 Rand. So let me give you the circumstances surrounding this particular loss. So one of our clients, they own a property out on the western part of Johannesburg, and a couple of weeks ago there was a break-in into their property. So some guys broke into the property, caused some damage to some doors, and what our client said to us is that they believed the burglars thought the premises was occupied by another tenant. So that tenant had more valuable goods inside. Our client's property didn't have a lot of valuable goods inside, or not highly desirable theft items that the thieves can take and go and sell. So fortunately our client removes all of their electronic equipment, their laptops, etc. They take them home with them. So when the guys got into the premises, the alarm had gone off, but there was nothing to steal. But that didn't stop them from causing quite a lot of damage. And the damage that they caused to the premises, the thieves caused damage to the premises, was about 40,000 Rand. Breaking doors, kicking doors in, charming. Anyhow, that's just how things go. So, client notified us of the claim. We submitted a claim to the insurance company, and we said to the insurers, there were two insurers, one covering the building and one covering the contents. So the guys who had the contents covered, we sent a note to the insurance company and said, right, our clients had a claim for damages to the premises. This door on the inside of the building was broken by the thieves that kicked it open. We got photographs of it. And then they stole a couple of minor items from the offices, toaster and a kettle and some bits and bobs. So nothing too expensive, but it's still worth a couple of thousand Rand, and they caused damage to the building. So we submitted the claim to the insurer, who does not insure the building, and said, we would like to submit the claim. We've got 10,000 Rands worth of theft cover. Can you please pay our client's claim up to the limit? Because the damages to the door was more than 10,000, plus the items that they stole was also a couple of thousand Rand. So the total claim was probably closer to 20,000 Rand, the loss, and the policy only has a limit of 10,000 Rand, and there's an excess of 1,000 Rand. So the client would get 9 grand. We sent the note off to the insurers. We got a note back from the insurer, and they came back to us and said, well, as we don't insure the building, we're not paying your claim. And we said, what? We're not paying the claim for damage to the building. We said, okay, well, you're paying for the items that were stolen, that's a couple of grand, but the damage to the door, they said, no, we're not paying that. We don't insure the building. Okay, so our claims lady phoned me and said, well, Vaughan, this is the response. What do we do now? I said, right, let's have a quick meeting. We called everybody into the boardroom, got onto Teams. I said, right, let's have a look at the schedule. Let's make sure of our facts. So we pulled up the policy schedule. You can see quite clearly it says theft, 10,000 Rand limit. Okay, cool, we're happy with that. So they're going to pay some of it, but not all of it. We said, right, let's go to the insurance company's policy wording. So we pulled up that particular insurer's unique policy wording, which would largely follow the majority of the commercial insurers' wordings in South Africa. And we said, let's go to the theft section. We pulled up the theft section, so it said, theft, forcible and violent, entry or exit to or from the building. That's covered for contents, so stock that's stolen from the building, effectively. Scroll down a little bit more. I said, scroll. We get down. There's an extension to the policy which says there is damage caused to the building by thieves during the breaking into or out of the building. So we said, oh. Now, fortunately, this is where our experience comes in. So I was aware of that extension. That's why we looked for it. But what we wanted to do was to get the extension and the wording, and obviously to show everybody in the office that this is how we do it. We took a screenshot of the wording. We took a screenshot of the response from the claims clerk, from the insurance claims clerk, and said, guys, based on your wording, and here's your copy of your wording and an extract from the wording, we see here is an extension to your wording which automatically gives us damage to the building caused by the thieves. And in terms of that extension, we would like you as the insurer to revisit your agreement of loss and include the maximum amount that you can pay Because remember, it's 20 grand and they were only offering like 2 or 3 grand for the minor items that were stolen. We said, no, you need to pay the full amount. So they can't pay more than the 10, less the excess, but we said, you need to go and revisit it. We gave them sufficient information from their wording that it's quite difficult for the insurer to come back to us and say, no, Vaughan, you're wrong. We said, no, it's written down in black and white. So once again, this is something that we do. This is the value that we add to our clients' policies. This is what we do, and we love it. I love it. I love doing this. If you have a similar situation where you've had a claim declined or the claim was paid incorrectly due to some interpretation error, or the insurer or your broker had not included an extension or clause that they should have known about. Because remember, you wouldn't know about it. That's not your job. That's our job. And you would like us to help you, or there's something that resonates with you in this, or there's some things that you would like to actually check out for you, we'd be only too happy to help you. Like, subscribe, and send us an email. Thanks.